Hi, I'm Benji Hardy, and I've got your Arkansas Times news headlines for Monday, June 15th. Lots of local news and national news today. On the local beat, Jacksonville police are reporting a shooting with injury this morning outside the gates of Little Rock Air Force Base in Jacksonville. At around 9:15 a.m., a man in an SUV blew past the gates of the base, emerged from the vehicle with a rifle, and was evidently neutralized by security at the base. The man was hospitalized and is currently in critical condition. One other bystander is also injured, and that's about all we know about the situation thus far. We'll obviously be following that story in the days to come. Meanwhile, no word from the U.S. Supreme Court today on whether it will rule on two major decisions that the nation is watching. The first being on healthcare exchanges set up under the Affordable Care Act, the second on same-sex marriage. The lack of news is significant because there are only 3 more dates on which the court is scheduled to announce its rulings between now and when it recesses for the summer at the end of the month. So we're waiting to hear on how it will rule on those two momentous issues. A couple of high-profile announcements this weekend that weren't really much of news at all involving presidential candidates. Hillary Clinton announced her campaign intentions formally on Saturday. Jeb Bush did the same today. Now, as most of us know, that those two candidates have been in the race for some time now, but these were the formal campaign announcements, so it formally kicks things off. Of note, at Hillary's campaign speech, she spoke quite a bit about same-sex marriage, about immigration, about issues that at another time might have been a bit too far to the left for her to mention. That indicates that it seems as though Hillary believes that the coalition that Barack Obama won on in 2008 and 2012 is still a winning electoral formula. Also, perhaps that she's a bit wary of a challenge to the left. Meanwhile, one small item of note in Jeb Bush's candidacy, he seems to be campaigning using his first name. His campaign logo, his materials emphasize the Jeb rather than the Bush. A minor point, but one that several commentators have picked up on, considering the question of whether or not Bush, the name Bush, is a real asset to his candidacy, is something that's going to people are going to be talking about through 2016. Also, a couple other local news items of interest. Senator David Johnson, State Senator David Johnson, will be leaving his seat in the legislature to run for a judgeship. He'll be running for district court judge in the Jacksonville District Court and Maumelle District Court in next year's election. Beginning in January 2017, Jacksonville and Maumelle's district courts will be combined under a single judge. Now, Johnson has served in the legislature since 2004, when he was first elected to the House, and he's been in the Senate since 2008. The rumor bill has already been working on who might run to replace him in what's a fairly safe Democratic seat for the 2016 election. And finally, I'll make mention of some news from West Pulaski County involving the community of Little Italy, which is seeking to formally incorporate into a municipality. Last month, residents of Little Italy, which contains about 380 people, submitted a petition to Pulaski County requesting formal incorporation as a town that would make it the state's 502nd incorporated municipality. Seems like a fairly uncontroversial proposition, except for the fact that the land within the proposed boundaries of municipality is approximately a quarter of the entire watershed of Lake Maumelle. Central Arkansas Water, the utility for water for Little Rock and other Central Arkansas communities, has stated its formal opposition to the proposal, worrying that if Little Italy incorporates, it will lead to increased development in that area and ruin a lot of careful land use and planning that has gone into the Maumelle watershed. The Sierra Club and other local organizations have also stated their opposition to the move and have submitted a request to the Little Rock City Board that it formally do the same. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more news headlines.